All right, Bender here with Talking Tech. I got an interesting one for you from a really weird angle. Doing a little bit of work in the shop today, and some things tidied up, and I'm going to take a minute to talk about a pandemic that we have in the dive industry, and we need to fix it right away. So it started with a discussion with a influencer internet diver who will not won't admit they made any mistakes, knows everything. If we're criticizing or pointing out flaws, it's because we're in a bubble. So in the bubble that I dive in, there's laws of physics and hydrodynamics. This one's about how your bottles should ride. I'm not going to get into side mounting or tucking in, getting under your armpit. Cave diving and other environments, that makes a lot of sense. But just a quick and dirty one for like your standard shipwreck technical diving. You want as much as possible for the working part of your dive. In other words, the part of the dive where you are swimming or scootering against either against zero current or against flow current, etc. The current's only going to make this problem worse. And that is the positioning of the bottle relative to the diver. So I've got aluminum 80 right here. I've got my D-ring here. And I'm going to bring that aluminum 80 up. And I have it clipped onto me. My tail clipped. And this is, my tail is clipped and it's about mid-hip. So you can move that D-ring forward and back to get it tuned so that it flies the best. But this is always constantly changing. This bottle has, let's say, 32 nitrox in it. It is going to hang as low as it possibly can because it's a very heavy gas. If you've got something like 1555 in it, it's going to want to float up. It's going to want to do this and present a lot more bottle to my direction of travel, which is in this case straight up and down. We're in a horizontal position. It would be moving forward. But just the way that bottle's hanging right now, you see, you can't really see much of it, right? The square inches of an aluminum 80 straight on from the top is 50 square inches. An aluminum 80 presented at 90 degrees is 192 square inches. You have two of them, now you've got nearly 400 square inches. The total area of a diver with, let's say, doubles or a standard rebreather is about 300 square inches if they're in trim. So just by the way your bottles are hanging, you can double the area that you're presenting to that flow just through poor technique. So a couple things that we do, if they're bailouts that aren't really getting used, a lot of times we will we'll tune on them. We can tune the length of the leash, tune on our D-ring positions. If it's gas we're using, say the cave diving application where we're staging in, that nitrox 32 is going to want to hang really low, so we have to run it really tight at the start of the dive. But on our swim out, when we're getting near the end of our second third, that bottle is going to start getting really, really heavy. There's a couple reasons. The regulator and the valve have weight. They're cantilevering. They're pulling the nose of the bottle down, which is inevitably trying to draw the tail of the bottle up. And then just the buoyancy of the bottle without the gas in it is a big one. So one of the things I was taught specifically for cave diving, swimming out, is you can take this bolt snap here off, this one, and clip it to your crotch D-ring. And now it's going to pull that down. It's naturally going to want to float up, but it's not going to float up higher than it possibly can because it's pulling tight. It's pulling tight across my crotch. So across that crotch D-ring. That's a trick to really reduce the working or the effort swimming against the current. But if it's just bailouts, you really want to spend the time working on them, whether it's moving cam bands around or moving D-rings around or whatever. Another thing that really helps bring the butt of the bottle up, or sorry, the butt of the bottle down, is moving this chest D-ring up. A lot of people run them a lot lower than they necessarily need to be, and they might be easier to clip there, but you've already given that bottle a head start to bringing the butt up. So oftentimes we'll be looking at video of ourselves after diving going, well, I'm going to move that D-ring an eighth, a quarter, a half, an inch, whatever it needs. So that's just a quick one. It looks sloppy. When I see someone swimming through and a bottle is at 90 degrees the direction of travel, they're just working way too hard. They're using way more gas. They're loading more nitrogen. Doesn't matter what anybody says on this one. If you're working harder at depth, you're loading nitrogen faster. Then you got to decompress that stuff. So reducing exertion at depth is one, going to extend your gas on open circuit, reduce your CO2 loading on your scrubber, work of breathing, and 3, reduce your nitrogen and helium loading at depth. So hope this one hits home. Think we're our own worst critic. Some of us are our own worst critic. Ask your teammate, take a GoPro, get some video or photos of you when you're diving with all your rig on. Make adjustments, tune. It's never perfect. It's a carrot I've been chasing for 25 years. But every time I get in the water, I feel like I'm better than the time before. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching from a weird angle. Bender's Garage, talking tech. Be safe.